Do you know that a simple ancient movement we've all done as kids, something as basic as squatting, could unlock life-changing benefits, reverse years of pain, boost your mood, and maybe even save your joints from early decay? Sounds exaggerated, right? But today, I'll show you real shocking results from doing just one thing: squatting every single day for an entire year. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at your legs, your spine, or your daily habits the same way again. Welcome back to our source for proven senior health guidance, where we uncover the truth behind the wellness trends that flood your timeline. Today's story, it's not a gimmick. It's not a fitness influencer selling supplements. It's an unfiltered, brutally honest journey of what really happens when you commit to squatting every day for 365 days straight. The first day felt innocent enough. Just drop down, bend the knees, and get back up. 10 times. Easy. My legs didn't protest. My breathing stayed steady. There was no big revelation, no fireworks, just a quiet start to what I thought would be a short experiment. But little did I know, this small decision was about to start a chain reaction inside my body that I couldn't reverse. By day 3, something unexpected happened. A dull ache crept into my thighs. Not painful enough to stop, but just enough to make me question if this was a good idea. My ego told me to push through. After all, it's just squats. How hard could it be? By day 7, I realized I was wrong. Waking up that morning, my knees felt different, stiff, untrusting. Every time I went downstairs for breakfast, they cracked like old floorboards. My hips felt tighter. My lower back complained with every bend forward. For a brief moment, I panicked. Had I made a huge mistake? Was I wrecking my joints? But here's where the twist began. Instead of giving up, I did what most people would never dare to do in that situation. I doubled down. I started reading research papers, late-night Reddit forums, physiotherapy blogs. I wanted to understand what was happening beneath my skin, and what I discovered made my heart race. The discomfort I was feeling wasn't injury, it was weakness, leaving my body. Every article, every YouTube breakdown, every physiotherapist interview pointed to the same brutal truth. Most people aren't injured when they feel this kind of soreness during bodyweight squats. They're simply waking up muscles that have been sleeping for years, especially if you're over 30, over 40, or beyond. Decades of sitting, driving, slouching, working on laptops, watching TV, all of it teaches your glutes, hamstrings, and core to deactivate. And when you suddenly demand performance from a muscle that's been lazy for years, it fights back. That's what was happening to me. By the end of the first month, physically, I wasn't breaking any squat records. My max reps still hovered around 30 to 40 at a time. But emotionally, this is where the biggest war was happening. There were mornings I didn't want to get out of bed. Evenings where I stood in the living room, staring at the floor, debating, should I just skip today? Nobody would know. There's no accountability partner, no coach, just me and my stupid pride. And that's when something clicked. I realized this was no longer just about squats. It was about discipline, showing up for myself, even when motivation had packed its bags and left me for dead. And slowly, my body started responding. By month 2, my friends began noticing. Are you working out? Your legs look different. Even my jeans fit tighter around the thighs. Not in a bad way. In a muscle is finally showing up to the party kind of way. But what really shocked me wasn't the cosmetic change. It was the strength I started feeling in places I hadn't felt in years. My knees, more stable, my hips, less cranky, that nagging lower back tightness I used to blame on sleeping wrong. It started disappearing. I wasn't squatting deeper now. My form improved naturally. My body was teaching itself how to move like a human was meant to move, again. But here's the twist I never saw coming. It wasn't just my legs that were changing. Somewhere between day 60 and 90, my mood shifted. There's scientific research showing that compound movements like squats stimulate the release of endorphins, dopamine, and even growth hormone. And I was living proof. I felt more energized during the day, less irritable in traffic, more focused during work. My sleep deeper. My mornings less foggy. I felt more energized during the day, less irritable in traffic, more focused during work. My sleep deeper. My mornings less foggy. And here's the kicker. I hadn't changed anything else in my routine. No new diet, no supplements, no gym membership, just body weight squats, every single day. Just when I thought I had this whole thing figured out, life threw me another curveball. Around month 4, I woke up one morning with a sharp stabbing pain on the outside of my right knee. It felt like someone was jabbing me with a screwdriver every time I bent down. Panic rushed back. Was this it? Had I finally pushed too far? I took 2 days off. The pain didn't go away. This is where most people quit. But I wasn't ready to lose the progress I'd made. So I did the uncomfortable thing. I filmed myself squatting from every angle, side view, front view, barefoot, with shoes, and the footage didn't lie. I had developed a bad habit. My knees were caving inward at the bottom of each squat. A classic case of valgus collapse, something physical therapists warn about constantly. My muscles were strong enough to keep squatting, but my form had deteriorated. This was my body screaming at me to fix it before things got worse. So for the next 3 weeks, I swallowed my pride, reduced my squat count, slowed everything down, and focused entirely on technique. I added glute activation drills, band work, ankle mobility exercises, and by week 3, the pain was gone. The lesson: squatting every day can transform your body, but only if you listen when it whispers, instead of waiting for it to scream. What happened next surprised even me. Suddenly, other exercises got easier. When I went hiking with friends, I didn't get winded on the uphill climbs. When I helped a neighbor move furniture, my lower back didn't scream for mercy. When I played a casual game of soccer, I moved faster than I had in years. This daily squat habit had a ripple effect, strengthening muscles and movement patterns I wasn't even targeting. But perhaps the biggest shock came during a random doctor's appointment in month 8. My blood pressure, lower than it had been in years. Resting heart rate, down. My doctor asked if I'd started a new workout program. I laughed. Nope, I said, just squats, every day. But hold on. If you think this is where the story ends, you're wrong. Because what happened in the final months of this 1-year squat experiment nearly made me quit. Permanently. There's a dark side to doing the same movement every day. And trust me, it's coming. So if you're still watching, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dive experiments like this one. Stick around. Because in the second half, I'll reveal the one mistake that nearly ruined my knees forever, and the mindset shift that saved me. Month 9 rolled around, and for the first time in this whole journey, I felt something I hadn't felt since day 1, boredom. The squats had become robotic. Wake up, drop down, stand up, repeat. There was no thrill anymore, no new muscle soreness, no visible change in the mirror. My reps weren't going up, my speed wasn't improving, I was stuck. Andrew, that, mentally, was far scarier than the knee pain from month 4. Because let's be honest, when you do something daily for nearly a year, you expect the progress to keep coming. But this was a brutal reminder of a hard truth that no fitness influencer talks about. Your body adapts. What once felt like a challenge, now felt like maintenance. And unless you actively push your limits, you stop growing. But here's the twist. I didn't quit. Because buried under that boredom was something far more valuable. Discipline. One chilly morning in October, I decided to film a side-by-side comparison. Day 1 versus day 270, same camera angle, same lighting, same time of day. And when I put the clips side by side on my laptop screen, my jaw dropped. My posture had transformed. On day 1, my back rounded at the bottom of every squat, my knees wobbled, my heels almost lifted off the floor. But now, on day 270, I looked like a different person, chest up, spine neutral, knees tracking perfectly over my toes. Heels grounded like roots in the earth. I wasn't just stronger, I was moving better, more human, more functional. It was the kind of change that doesn't scream at you in the mirror every day, but when you step back, it's impossible to ignore. But as satisfying as that was, the story wasn't over. By month 10, I got cocky. The boredom pushed me to chase numbers, more reps, faster speed, less rest. I convinced myself I could hit 200 bodyweight squats a day without consequence. And for 2 weeks, it worked. Until one morning, after a rushed, sloppy session, I felt a pop behind my left knee. Instant pain. I froze. I sat down on the floor, terrified. Was this the end? Was this injury number 1, after making it so far? For the first time in almost a year, I skipped my squats the next day, then the next. By day 3, my mental state spiraled. Doubt crept in. Maybe I'd been lucky this whole time. Maybe my body was never built for this. But then, after consulting with a physical therapist, I heard something that changed everything. The injury wasn't a torn ligament or a serious strain. It was a textbook case of overuse combined with bad warm-up habits. I had stopped respecting the movement, stopped prepping my joints, stopped paying attention to form. The solution? Scale back, rest, then rebuild, slowly. And that's exactly what I did. For the next 3 weeks, I focused entirely on rehab work, glute bridges, hamstring curls, mobility drills, light squats, proper stretching, no ego, no chasing rep counts, just moving well. And when I finally returned to my daily squat habit, I brought a new rule with me, quality over quantity. From day 300 onwards, I focused on perfect, slow, controlled reps. No rushing, no pushing through fatigue. And guess what? My body thanked me. The knee pain faded, my strength returned, and somehow I felt better than before. By the final month, something shifted in me that went far beyond muscles. Squatting every day had become more than just exercise. It was a ritual, a daily commitment to myself. It reminded me that showing up, even when you don't feel like it, is the fastest path to growth. That consistency, even when progress feels invisible, is where real transformation lives. I started seeing parallels in other parts of my life, procrastinating less, following through on promises, handling stress better, and perhaps the most beautiful part, the fear I used to feel around my knees, my hips, my back, was gone. Because I had proof, from 365 days of daily practice, that my body was capable of far more than I ever gave it credit for. So let's talk results. Did I build tree trunk legs? Not really. Did I become a power lifter? No. But here's what actually happened. The results no one puts on Instagram. My balance improved. My walking posture improved. My lower back pain disappeared. I stopped fearing stairs. I stopped fearing aging. And emotionally, I developed a type of grit I never had before. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't viral TikTok transformation material, but it was real. Now, here's the part most YouTubers won't tell you. Will I keep squatting every day for the rest of my life? No. And that's the honest truth. Because while this experiment taught me discipline and resilience, it also taught me something just as valuable. Your body thrives on variety, doing the same movement, day in and day out, without change, can lead to burnout, overuse injuries, and mental fatigue. What I've decided, moving forward, is to build squats into a balanced routine, mixing them with lunges, deadlifts, mobility work, rest days. Because health, real, lasting health, isn't about doing one thing obsessively forever. It's about understanding your body, listening, adjusting, evolving. So if you've watched this entire video hoping for a simple answer, here it is. Squatting every day for a year changed me. It made me stronger, mentally and physically. It fixed old pains. It built discipline. But more importantly, it taught me to respect the process. And if you take away one thing from this journey, let it be this. Your body will adapt to whatever you demand of it, for better or for worse. So, are you thinking about trying a daily squat challenge? Or maybe you've done something similar? Drop your experience in the comments. Tell me where you're starting from and what your biggest struggle is. And if you found even one part of this story relatable or inspiring, hit that like button and subscribe. Because here at our source for proven senior health guidance, we're diving deep into more real-world experiments just like this, where we test the limits, face the setbacks, and reveal the unfiltered truth about what actually works for your body. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.